Okay, I may sound awful. Um, that's because I might have gotten sick. Anyway, let's see where we're at. We're at level 70. Let's check our played. Becoming increasingly inaccurate. 9 hours. That includes some diaper changes and other stuff as well. And deaths should be 5. 6. I think I may have missed one then. Okay. First death, or of the new deaths, because we had a 2 in the beginning. I ran out of charges. I mean, I probably would have had 10 seconds to log out. So just mainly being dumb. Then messing around with Burning Arrow is where my next 3 deaths came from. One time I managed to not have dash on my bar. I had a cast when damage taken located there. So yeah, died from that. Early incarnations of Burning Arrow. I've been in Burning Arrow for like a level or maybe 3. Gem setup really wasn't very good for that. And then I ran into a bunch of exiles and I was overwhelmed and I died from that. Depth we're going at, it's not too far off from our level. 69 down here, 68 down here. I think these are the exiles which got me. Which, you know, if you don't have a good way to deal with the smuggler stash or the other exile camps, and you don't pay attention, you just get blown up. Let's talk about gems. This is our main damage, Burning Arrow. I'm not using Val Burning Arrow very much, so this might be a mistake. Create multiple projectiles. I mean, less projectile damage doesn't do anything. Ignite proliferation, super important. Elemental damage with attacks, it's the best red link we got. And critical affliction support. We crit occasionally, not like super frequent. We have a critical strike chance of 30%. So that means that, you know, the first hit ignites them. The second hit, third hit, fourth hit. By the fourth hit, they've gotten a crit. And once we hit crits, we start having very big ignites. Not like amazing big, but pretty good considering we don't do a whole lot else. I've got a 5 link, which I found right after 5 linking this. So yeah. So I got chain support, exsanguinate. Exsanguinate is great because it already costs life. Added cold because this is how we trigger our equilibrium, elemental equilibrium. Power charge on crit because more crit is never bad. And cast when damage taken support. So this is a super clunky cast when damage taken support. It's pretty awful. But, you know, I had a 5 link and what else am I going to do? So these guys are both pretty trash. We have Split Arrow still being leveled, Mirage Archer being leveled. Grace, we are using Grace. Onslaught Support, not using it. Dash, very important, make sure you have it on your bar. Combustion Support, probably never going to use this. Maybe later in like a cast and damage taken setup or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that a level 1 works as well as a level 11. Determination, super important. Precision, not using it right now. And Molten Shell, because, well, we can. So we have Molten Shell on left click. Yeah. And then Burning Arrow on right click. This is all without Burning Arrows. These are 2 auras. From a gear perspective, I found this accuracy rating amulet, which I've spent too much chaos on. But it fixes a little bit of int, which is super important. So this is not a very good amulet right now. This is a good ring. Like, I mean, that's 40, 72 resist and 70 life. That's amazing. 77 life. 27 increased elemental damage with attacks, really good. Fire damage with attacks, really good. Accuracy, really good. Light radius, eh? But still, you know, lots of good stats. Pierce, one Pierce is pretty awesome for a setup, not gonna lie. Then we have physical damage to attacks, attack speed, some resist. Not an amazing item. I think I've had these boots for a while now. 70 life, 20 movement speed, some resists, and 93 life total. Some resists. 60 life, a little bit of resist and some attack speed. Attack speeds become way less important because our ignites are doing the work. So we can kind of branch out from that. And then we have 40 life and some resists in the hat. Chances are I can find a better hat. I may have found a better hat because int is pretty amazing for us right now. So yeah, let me dump this in stash real quick, and we'll take a look at what life looks like. My item filters are trash. Yeah, at least I feel like it did something for my ascendancy points. We're not going there. That ate me last time. This is less dangerous, but it's just crit. Crit isn't as scary. Like we already have 30% reduced increased damage from crits. We'll start looking at the other 30% soonish. And yeah. So pretty smooth. I mean, we're not too far off from zone level. And I think there was a rare in there. And yeah, one of the things is that once these big ignites hit, I mean, things just vaporize. And I don't exactly know how some of the interactions are. There might be a case where the pierce allows us to like ignite the mobs behind them at the higher bonus damage from burning arrow, right? So a big pack with a pierce is pretty good. Some mobs we have a harder time with. Here's an example. Like that guy is going to follow us for a little bit. So we just on occasion throw an ignite his way. And he should probably go down pretty quick now because he should have been hit with the elemental equilibrium after. Oh, that's a new one. Alright, that already fully healed, so it's probably a new one. By no means like the most smooth experience, but it's doing pretty decent. No, I'm not sad about it. I think that I switched earlier than I probably should have. It's way easier to scale elemental hit and to gear elemental hit, but we're starting to get to the point where we can start dropping good mods, and I kind of got excited when I found a fire items node. My fire items node was sad. I didn't find a ring that gave me curse. And that is awful. Haha. Apparently the game is also trying to explain to me that I should be doing something else. So that's a node. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty smooth. We'll put this demon horn next to this demon horn. I'm sure there's people who will be crying bloody murder at this point because they can't find the damn thing. Not much otherwise dropped. I found this 5-link, found this 5-link on the ground. I linked this bow. Never did anything with this 5-link. Looking at the colors, it just seemed like it was going to be too much investment. Really need to upgrade some of my gear. Like my helmet is bad. Like some of it's just really not very good. And then once we start getting to better items, actually like color these sockets and start doing stuff with them. Although I've definitely run out of a lot of chromatic orbs in the process of coloring this bow back to this after I decided to roll over it once, and I really regretted that. Yeah, it's all working fine, right? We're level 70. That node was level 68. And we have plenty of gear upgrading opportunities, and it's much easier to find better gear now. We have a lot of resist that we're getting from our flasks. I'm probably going to drop the mana flask. I think I'm able to do that because we have the leech. Passive tree. Picked up the fire damage here. Fire damage here. This leech node, which gives us some life leech and some mana leech. The life leech is trash. Might just drop this. And the reason it's trash is because we do less damage from hits. So yeah, maybe drop these two nodes, and just take this node. Actually, that's just a good idea. So we still have the the leech there. Picked up this, increased critical strike chance with bows. Picked up this, so we have a bunch of crits, bunch of crit, a bunch of flask stuff. And I think then the next stop is gonna be up here. So we'll start heading towards the ability to start getting endurance charges here. And then once we start getting our flask stuff in order, we're probably gonna pick up these nodes over here. Don't think I can refund this right now because of the intelligence on it. So as soon as I find an item with good intelligence, I'm probably gonna drop these two nodes and invest in getting inexorable or whatever it is. Nope, so far, all kind of going according to plan. Definitely more deaths than I had hoped for, but I also have been not the most focused as I haven't been feeling great. And I think that if you were a little bit more cautious and actually paid attention to your resist after gearing and spent a little bit more time on your gearing, you'd probably be in better shape than I am right now. So, yeah, build seems to be working quite well. The crit ignite shenanigans is pretty funny. It seems like I definitely get some pretty sizable ignites out there, which wipe out, well, pretty much most things that are alive. Like the ignites per second from critical strikes, as you see here, and this is assuming they're not even ignited, right? Goes up to 14,000, so we do triple damage with crit ignites right now. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And yeah, we don't crit very often, but oh, who cares? We do have 20% here, but you know, as soon as we pop a flask, we're at 100%. So that takes care of that. Defenses. Let's eat our flasks. So we are capped on resists. I think we have all the penalties at level 70. So we should be good there. Yeah, we are, because our KS is next 60. And we have an evasion rating of about 10,000, and we have an armor rating of like 1600. So we're not quite there yet to making the switch where we pump all of our evasion into armor. And the reason for that is that we want to have our auto trigger flasks. And here comes some bad news. That's our one instilling orb. I haven't seen anything else. I have 13 orbs of binding. Yay. But yeah, no instilling orbs. That's rough. So when we hit level 80, this might hit like a brick wall pretty hard. Or when we hit like the depth where we have level 80 items drop. But we still need the flasks, so we still have time to get these things, and then we might still get lucky. But it might be that the instilling orbs are going to kill this build. We'll see. In which case, I guess if you have 2 obliteration wands, you may as well play something else and see what happens, right? And maybe farm up some instilling orbs. We'll see. Alright, so for the people who started this, hopefully you have better drop luck on those stillings, but other than that, this has been pretty solid up to this point, and I feel like it's gonna be pretty solid moving forward. Like, we don't have the top tier bows yet, and yeah, it's doing damage.